assassini airport in my moja nananum shiegu edigu on my atrumene won't so say pay piatwa so Indian traso go to cranny and semin kune at the end bemunta mamaya sasi hoto ato say so nice
One love Ghana, everybody say one love Ghana. Hey, one love Ghana, everybody say one love Ghana.
Shall we please sit? The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Honorable Foreign Minister, Shirley Ayoko Bote, parliamentarians, members of the diplomatic community, former colleague ambassadors and high commissioners, distinguished guests, welcome to the inauguration of the Council on Foreign Relations. I'll invite Ambassador Nana Bema Kumi to introduce the chairman for the occasion. Nana.
Mr. President of the Republic, honorable members of government, distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, President and members of CFR, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to introduce to you the chairman for this important event, a distinguished statesman with an impressive pedigree in the international arena. Our chairman is a known personality who, as a foreign service officer for many years, served variously in several countries and rose to become ambassador and Ghana's permanent representative to the United Nations in Geneva and in New York. He also served as special representative of the UN Secretary General to Somalia, was appointed the special representative of the chairman of ECOWAS to Liberia during the civil conflict in that sister country, and thereafter became Ghana's foreign minister. Years after, his high elevation to the post of president of the ECOWAS Commission sealed a career that many internationalists have characterized as extraordinary. It is also worth mentioning that our chairman entered active politics as a member of the Parliament of Ghana from the year 2001 to 2004 and remains to this day a member of the Council of Elders of the NDC. Thus, his presence here this morning, in spite of campaign fatigue, does not only underline the importance he attaches to the task that the CFR is set to undertake, it also tells a story to the world about democracy in Ghana under our illustrious President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ladies and gentlemen, the CFR settled on this particular chairman for the simple reason that In spite of his duties, which often took him out of the country, sometimes for years at a stretch, he has remained a Foreign Service officer at heart, with a keen eye on the career progression of younger generation of Foreign Service officers, especially those who have passed through his hands, including a number of the retired diplomats who are behind this yet-to-be inaugurated council. His encouragement and guidance remain invaluable. In settling on him as the chairperson for this auspicious occasion, therefore, we have put in the chair a person who fully appreciates the essence of the task ahead and is committed to contribute to its success. Allow me to crave your indulgence, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to pause here and introduce Ambassador James Victor Beho to assume his role
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, the Honorable Foreign Minister, Honorable Members of Government, distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, President and members of the Council on Foreign Relations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I must start by paying a rich tribute to all those who have worked hard to make this day come true. Ghana's foreign policy industry has been in need of a think tank, such as the one that we are about to inaugurate, for a long time. And for some of us, it is clearly a dream come true. As someone who has participated in the formulation and execution of Ghana's foreign policy for the better part of 6 decades, you can understand my emotions at this time, at this giant leap that we are taking as a country forward under the distinguished leadership of our President, Danado. And we do hope that this think tank will come to represent one of the dependable institutions of this continent, if not of this world. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the singular privilege of chairing this function is not lost on me, for it is an occasion which promises to open the way for our dear country, Ghana, to join the ranks of other states which have been benefiting from well-massaged opinions and international affairs preferred by institutions similar to the one that we are inaugurating today. It is a matter of great pride that this is happening under the watch of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is a striking coincidence that President Akufo-Addo is the president ushering in the new Council on Foreign Relations. Indeed, it is befitting of him, having made significant impact on Africa's diplomatic efforts in the world arena in his time, both as Attorney General and later Foreign Minister of Ghana. He made Ghana proud on several occasions, especially within the African Union and the United Nations Security Council. The quest for United Nations reforms in 2005 would not perhaps have remained indelible in the minds of many African diplomats, but for the Ezulwini consensus that was skillfully crafted under the chairmanship of the then Foreign Minister Akufo-Addo of Ghana at Ezulwini in Swaziland. He went on to brilliantly defend it in the Executive Council of the African Union in Addis Ababa, and eventually had the African Union heads of state propel the Ezulwini consensus to the realm of a draft resolution to the United Nations General Assembly. Mr. President, not only did you help make history in that regard, you were also a strong advocate for equity in all matters of international import that fell within your purview. That trait was evident even within the United Nations Security Council when you had the privilege to participate in the meetings of that council as Ghana's foreign minister. Mr. President, as a good orator, a good listener, and a good negotiator yourself, you obviously do cherish the qualities and values most appreciated in diplomacy. It is therefore a happy development that Ghana's Council on Foreign Relations is being established during your time in office as President of the Republic. Given your background as a quintessential diplomat, you are well placed to judge and utilize, as you deem fit, contributions from that council. I am certain, Mr. President, that once you set the record of high regard for the council's work, succeeding presidents, regardless of their political inclination, will want to keep up the institution and tradition.
The President of the Board of the Council, Ambassador Dike Osei, will give introductory welcome remarks.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Council on Foreign Relations Ghana, I have the honor and privilege to welcome Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic. I'm also pleased to welcome Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, Captains of Industry and Financial Institutions, representatives of think tanks, and I'm very pleased that some of them are here. Particularly, I see the Executive Director of the CDD, Professor Welcome. Indeed, all of you distinguished guests to the outdooring of CFR Ghana. We are particularly grateful to the President for kindly consenting to inaugurate our council. Indeed, the President and the Foreign Minister, Shirley Ayokobochwe, Member of Parliament, have given us the assurance that ours will be a key partner in Ghana's quest to sharpen and enhance her engagement with her neighbors, with the African continent, and the international community as a whole. We're also encouraged by the warmth of support, particularly from our former Ministers of Foreign Affairs. Indeed, some of them who are present here have kindly already consented to be honorary members of the Council. I refer here to my former boss, Dr. Yao Obed Asamoah. Welcome. Honorable Hackman Ozu Ajimai. Welcome. Honorable Kwesi Oseje. Incidentally, talking about former foreign ministers, there's one particular former foreign minister I haven't had the courage to engage yet about his relationship with the council. I'm sure you can guess which former foreign minister I'm referring to, but I will get there somehow. This spontaneous reaction from our distinguished leaders is testimony to the relevance of the creation of the Council on Foreign Relations, Ghana. Indeed, a think tank of this nature, in my view, should have come into being a long time ago. That is why sometime in 2009, some of us decided to set up the council. We registered it, but somehow it didn't become operational. Following renewed consultations, we decided to give it a new lease of life after bringing in additional executive council members. We were subsequently re-registered under the current name Council on Foreign Relations Ghana, or CFR Ghana for short. And since then, we've been holding regular bi-weekly meetings to get the council going. Indeed, most of the legwork for this has been done by Ambassador Cabral Ble-Amihe. Mr. Chairman, CFR Ghana seeks to mobilize the rich and diverse pool of human resources in this country and beyond to improve the understanding of contemporary continental and global issues towards effective policy making and execution. To that end, research, publications, and capacity building, as well as the creation of platforms for informed discourse, will constitute our key activities. Already today, we should be outdooring our first CFR Ghana brochure and also launch our first documentary, which we'll show during this morning's ceremony. We've also created a number of subcommittees as part of our foundation arrangements to properly anchor the work of CFI Ghana. Some of them are Committee on Research and Publications, a Committee on Seminars and Conferences, and so on and so forth. Mr. President, the mere fact that you've accepted to inaugurate CFR Ghana provides further evidence that you still remain attached to the ministry that you'd love to be minister of for such a long time. We're most grateful to you. Furthermore, we already have plans to launch a distinguished guest lecturer series. This will start on the 22nd of March. The first one will be delivered by the British diplomat and politician that many of you may know, Baroness Valerie Amos, and that is on the 22nd of March. In April, there'll be a second lecture to be delivered by the special representative of the UN Secretary General in West Africa and the Sahel, and that will be on the current security threats in the sub-region and the implications on Ghana's own security. On the 10th of May, the President of the UN General Assembly will also deliver a lecture here under auspices. We have other high-profile public lectures under discussion, and we hope that you can all join us on these occasions. We shall also be publishing a CFR Ghana journal called the Baobab CFR Ghana, which will focus on contemporary issues of interest. The inaugural edition will be devoted to the late Kofi Annan, and we are hoping that by mid of November it will be out. Mr. Chairman, let me use this occasion to encourage individuals, public and private institutions with an interest in regional, continental, and international affairs to join us as key partners. It is our hope that by the end of this year, CFR Ghana would have so conducted her activities and affairs to merit your continued confidence and support. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate our deepest appreciation to our President for the honor of his participation and demonstrated commitment, and indeed to all of you for joining us to take with us a small but critical step into destiny. With your permission, Mr. President, and I wish to introduce a number of very distinguished Ghanaian nationals who have also accepted to be honorary members of the Council. I'd like to start with Auntie Mary Chinwihese, the current Chancellor of the University of Ghana. And soon after her, the very distinguished former Vice President of the ICC, the Venerable Professor Akua Kwejeya. The distinguished law professor, Professor Albert Fiadu. Professor Fusoma unfortunately could not be here with us, but he's also accepted to be one of our. And the last but not the least, the retired Supreme Court judge, Professor Datema. Unfortunately, today is his birthday, so he couldn't join us. Mr. President, with your permission again, I also like to crave your indulgence to introduce members of the Council to you very hurriedly. Lawyer Kojo Bensenchel. I think Lawyer Egbert Fable is not here, he's traveled. So has Kweku Sechiado. Ambassador Cabral Bleyami, who's the Vice President. Ambassador Maureen Abla Amambetekpo. Ambassador Kwame Tinkrine. Ambassador Nana Bimakumi. Lawyer Sonny Agbozo. Ambassador Lauren Satu. Ambassador Yao Osei. Colonel Fesabuaji is now in Zimbabwe, couldn't join us. Ambassador William Kanyirige. Ambassador Edith Hazel unfortunately just lost her mother, so couldn't join us today. And another one of us, Dr. Linda Dakwa, had to travel to Ethiopia. I wish to thank you for joining us on the occasion of our inauguration and look forward to seeing all of you at the first of the series of lectures on the 22nd of March. Once again, Mr. President, thank you for accepting to inaugurate our council and for honoring us with your presence. Thank you.
It is an honor and privilege to invite Madam Shirley Ayokoboche, Foreign Minister of the Republic, to speak.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Chairman for the occasion, Ambassador Gbeho, Secretary to the President, Secretary to Cabinet, Deputy Chiefs of Staff, former Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Director General of the Research Department, former ambassadors, the CDS of the Armed Forces, Mrs. Chinwihese, Honorable Chairman and Ranking Member and members of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Foreign Affairs, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, distinguished President and founding members of the Council on Foreign Relations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege for me to be part of today's event, which I'm certain has the potential to further enhance Ghana's already admirable international standing. As you all know, the primary responsibility of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration includes the initiation, formulation, coordination, and management of Ghana's foreign policy. In practical terms, this translates into a very complex and demanding set of activities that require up-to-date information, in-depth analysis of global events, and adequate financial and human resources. It also entails the effective use of information and communications technology in order to build meaningful and productive relations with various entities domestically and across the globe. I must emphasize in this regard that at the end of the day, we have a shared interest in the activities of the Foreign Ministry, insofar as they impact positively on the well-being of all Ghanaians, both home and abroad. The creation of a Council on Foreign Relations for our nation offers us an opportunity to deepen and strengthen our nation's foreign policy through the contributions of a wide range of experts drawn from our vibrant and dynamic society. Much of the goodwill Ghana enjoys derives from the admirable role we have consistently played in global affairs. In addition to spearheading Africa's liberation agenda, we have worked tirelessly to unite the continent in order to consolidate our hard-won independence and also accelerate our development by pooling our resources. Apart from that, Ghana has over the years faithfully upheld the principles of the Charter of the United Nations, which guarantee the collective security of all humanity. As you are aware, the core values of Ghana's foreign policy are captured in the provisions of Article 40 of the Constitution of the Fourth Republic under the Directive Principles of State Policy. The Constitution is clear about the fact that promoting and protecting the interest of Ghana entails respect for international law, treaty obligations, and the settlement of international disputes by peaceful means. Indeed, these principles are enshrined in the founding documents of several multilateral institutions of which Ghana remains a member, including ECOWAS, the African Union, and the United Nations. At the same time, we are equally mindful of the directive under Article 73 of the Constitution, which calls on government not only to conduct its international affairs in consonance with the accepted principles of public international law and diplomacy, but also in a manner that is consistent with the national interest of Ghana. Therefore, like the United States, European, and Egyptian Councils on Foreign Relations, respectively, we ought to bring together government officials, business executives, media personnel, educators, the military, civil and religious leaders, and other interested citizens so that we could share perspectives that will enable us better understand developments in the world and how best we could engage other nations and international institutions in the interest of our people. Last year, the ministry organized a special retreat on Ghana's foreign policy. The purpose was to brainstorm on what ought to be our priorities in this rapidly changing global environment full of formidable challenges, and also to consider new approaches to our foreign policy interventions, including engaging with civil society organizations and the media. It was also recognized that there is the need to consolidate the guiding principles and objectives of Ghana's foreign policy and diplomatic practices into a handbook that would serve as ready reference to various stakeholders. This is to ensure that we speak with one voice on critical issues which relate to the core principles of our foreign policy. No one can dispute the fact that the foundation of human progress and our survival in the nuclear age is the maintenance of international peace and security through the rule of law, respect for human rights, democratic governance, environmental protection, and inclusive development. Whether or not the grand vision that inspired both the Sustainable Development Goals, UN Agenda 2030, and the AU Agenda 2063 shall materialize will depend on shifting resources from conflict into peace building and development. In conclusion, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the founding members of Ghana's Council on Foreign Relations and wish you every success in your endeavors. By your initiative, you have made Ghana one of the few countries around the world which has established such a mechanism to advance her foreign policy interests. I do take special pride in this enterprise and hereby assure you that the Foreign Ministry and its missions abroad will endeavor to work closely with the Council in the interest of our beloved nation. Thank you very much.
It is with considerable pleasure that I join you to inaugurate the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR Ghana. The establishment of the Council is intended to enhance the advancement of Ghana's foreign policy and her relations within the Community of Nations. Indeed, when the executives of CFR Ghana called on me last month to inform me of their decision to inaugurate this body and invited me to the occasion, I expressed my wholehearted support of the initiative. As you know, I served as Minister for Foreign Affairs in the government of that outstanding Ghanaian statesman, the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, and have the opportunity to encounter many of such institutions across the world and the positive impact they were having in their respective jurisdictions. The setting up of such a think tank in Ghana is long overdue, and I'm glad that finally it has been done. The executives and founding members are to be commended for this achievement, and I wish them the very best of luck in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, the aims and objectives of Ghana's foreign policy derive from the now entrenched values of attachment to democracy, respect for individual liberties and human rights, the rule of law, and the principles of democratic accountability. Our overarching national goal is to develop rapidly, within a democratic framework, a modern industrialized economy which engages with the world on the basis of things we make and not on the export of raw materials, and which creates a society of opportunities for our young people, enabling them to live productively in dignity. We have, over the last 2.5 decades, managed to build an enviable reputation as a peaceful and stable country and a beacon of democracy in our region and on the continent. It is in our collective interest that we do everything we can to preserve this hard-won reputation and attract the investments that will facilitate the structural transformation of our economy, so central to the future prosperity and stability of our country. Our foreign policy is an extension of our aims, achieved through the vehicle of good neighborliness, which seeks friendship with all nations who seek our friendship and partnership in furtherance of these aims. These principles guide our relations within our regional body of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, our continental body of the African Union, AU, the intergovernmental structures of the Commonwealth and La Francophonie, and the confines of the global community of the United Nations, UN. In all of this, think tanks such as yours are vital to this end. Not only are you expected to be facilitators in improving policymaking and execution, but you're also to act as agents of social change, the fifth estate, as some would call it. If effectively positioned and focused, think tanks can strike a formidable partnership with state and non-state actors alike to set and deepen the agenda of public discourse and shape national, regional, continental, and global conversations. We find ourselves in a world confronted by a multiplicity of challenges. We continue to witness a recession, a regrettable recession, in the spirit of multilateralism, together simultaneously with the growth of globalization and an upsurge in the digital revolution. These challenges constitute opportunities and risks, which have the potential to revolutionize foreign policy and international relations. In light of these, we need a strong, reputable policy think tank to ensure that stakeholders are well informed to enable them contribute meaningfully to the defense and promotion of the national interest. As the saying goes, foreign policy is an extension of domestic policy, or as one American author succinctly put it, foreign policy begins at home. I would therefore expect CFR Ghana to assist us to keep our eyes on the ball in a manner that allows us to deal with critical challenges at home, on the continent, and amongst multilateral institutions. Chairperson, I noticed from the membership of the Executive Council of CFR Ghana that it is composed of a diverse group of retired diplomats, experienced lawyers, and media experts. I urge you also to reach out to businessmen, economists, industrialists, technologists, and academics in our society to create an unrivaled intellectual and a practical think tank whose programs, projects, and studies, I'm certain, will permit Ghana to address her challenges effectively. We just viewed a documentary which has outlined how Ghana has consolidated her foreign policy objectives on the international scene. There are two key words I have gleaned from it, and they are excellence and solidarity. CFR Ghana must imbibe these traits in their engagements. Happily, you're already in discussion with the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration about signing a memorandum of understanding to help the ministry address capacity gaps. You have my full support and that of my government. While respecting your independence, you should not shy away from knocking on the doors of government should you require any assistance in any area of cooperation which government is in a position to grant. Beyond the policy community, I see our legislature, traditional authorities, private sector, advocacy, educational, and research center as other centers, as other key clients and partners of CFR Ghana. I trust that driven by the twin principles of excellence and solidarity, CFR Ghana will seek to become in the shortest possible time one of the leading go-to think tanks, not only in Ghana, but also in the region, the continent, and in the world. CFR Ghana should contribute its quota into shaping the Ghana we want so she can continue to be effective and relevant on the international stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairperson, I'm confident that our nation is on the cusp of a bold new beginning which will repudiate the recent culture of failure. CFR Ghana, I have no doubt, will write its own positive passages in this emerging Ghanaian success story. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chair, I'm delighted to declare the Council on Foreign Relations Ghana duly inaugurated. May God bless the Council on Foreign Relations and us all, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
It's a great opportunity for Ghana to shine in the international relations community. We also hope in the future maybe to engage more closely, to have more opportunities to work with the Council as well.
In the work that we do in Parliament, we will be consulting the Council before we take even issues to the floor of the House for a final vote. We would want our deliberations to be enriched.
An area of brains and experience all put together, quite obviously, you have something worth keeping and keeping well.
You have people like Ambassador Gbeho, Ambassador Obeda Samoa, and others. They will provide the institutional memory, so the Council will be able to draw back and then assist our future foreign policy.
I salute Ambassador D.K. Osei and his colleagues for having made this dream of many of us career foreign service officers a reality.